Fabliau. 21 languages. French. Language and literature. Authors lit categories. French literary history. Medieval. 16th century, 17th century. 18th century, 19th century. 20th century contemporary. Literature by country. France, Quebec. Post-colonial Haiti. Franco-American. Portals. France literature. French literature Wikisource. V times T times E. A Fabliau, French pronunciation, Fabliau, plural Fabliaux, is a comic, often anonymous tale written by jongleurs in northeast France. Between c. 1150 and 1400. They are generally characterized by sexual and scatological obscenity, and by a set of contrary attitudes, contrary to the church and to the nobility. 1. Several of them were reworked by Giovanni Boccaccio for the Decameron, and by Geoffrey Chaucer for his Canterbury Tales. Some 150 French fabliaux are extant, the number depending on how narrowly fabliau is defined. According to R. Howard Block, fabliaux are the first expression of literary realism in Europe. 2. Some 19th century scholars, most notably Gaston Paris, argue that fabliaux originally came from the Orient and were brought to the West by returning crusaders. 3. History and definition of the genre, edit. The fabliau is defined as a short narrative in, usually octosyllabic, verse, between 300 and 400 lines long, for its content often comic or satiric. 5. In France, it flourished in the 12th and 13th centuries. In England, it was popular in the 14th century. 5. Fabliau is often compared to the later short story. Douglas Bush, longtime professor at Harvard University, called it a short story broader than it is long. 6. The fabliau is remarkable in that it seems to have no direct literary predecessor in the West, but was brought from the East by returning crusaders in the 12th century. The closest literary genre is the fable as found in Aesop and its Eastern origins or parallels, but it is less moral and less didactic than the fable. 7. The word is a Northern French diminutive from fable. 8. In terms of morality, it is suggested to be closer to the novel than to the parable. The story is the first thing, the moral the second, and the latter is never suffered to interfere with the former. 7. Still, according to Robert Louis, some 2/3 of the French fabliaux have an explicit moral attached to them. 8. The earliest known fabliau is the anonymous Rechute, 9. c. 1159–1175, 10. One of the earliest known writers of fabliaux is Rutebeuf, the prototype of the jongleur of medieval literature. 11. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The genre has been quite influential. Passages in longer medieval poems such as Le Roman de Renat, as well as tales found in collections like Giovanni Boccaccio's Decameron and Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, have their origin in one or several fabliaux. Additionally, the medieval church also found use for the fabliau form. Noting its popularity, the church turned to their own form of minstrelsy similar to the fabliau that espoused worthy thoughts rather than the ribaldry. A more typical fabliau would couch its moral in 12 When the Fabliau gradually disappeared, at the beginning of the 16th century, it was replaced by the prose short story, which was greatly influenced by its predecessor. 13. Famous French writers such as Molière, Jean de La Fontaine, and Voltaire owe much to the tradition of the Fabliau. 14. Characteristics, edit. Cast of characters, audience, edit. Typical Fabliaus contain a vast array of characters, including cuckolded husbands, rapacious clergy, and foolish peasants, as well as beggars, connivers, thieves, and whores. Two groups are often singled out for criticism, the clergy and women. 15. The status of peasants appears to vary, based on the audience for which the Fabliau was being written. Poems that were presumably written for the nobility portray peasants, vilains in French, as stupid and vile, whereas those written for the lower classes often tell of peasants getting the better of the clergy. The audience for Fabliaus is estimated differently by different critics. Joseph Bédier suggests a bourgeois audience, which sees itself reflected in the urban settings and lower class types portrayed in Fabliaus. 16. On the other hand, Penikrog argues that Fabliaus were directed towards a noble audience, and concludes that Fabliaus were the impetus for literary refreshment. 17. Subject matter, edit. Further information, Bacon in the Fabliaus. The subject matter is often sexual. Fabliaus are concerned with the elements of love left out by poets who wrote in the more elevated genres such as Ovid, who suggests in the Ars Amatoria 2.7045, that the muse should not enter the room where the lovers are in bed, and Chrétien de Troyes, who maintains silence on the exact nature of the joy discovered by Lancelot and Guinevere. In Le Chevalier de la Charrette, 4676-4684. 18. Lays and Fabliaus have much in common. An example of a poem straddling the fence between the two genres is Leisure. Fabliaus derive a lot of their force from puns and other verbal figures. Fabliaus are obsessed with wordplay. Especially important are paronomasia and catachresis, tropes which disrupt ordinary signification and displace ordinary meanings. 19. By similarity of sound, for instance, one can have both con and conti, cunt and tail, in the same word, a common pun in Fabliaus. 20. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Bacon is one of the commonest foodstuffs in, and a common subject in, the Fabliaus. Form, edit. The standard form of the Fabliau is that of medieval French literature in general, the octosyllable rhymed couplet, the most common verse form used in verse chronicles, romances, the Romans, lays, and dits. They are generally short, a few hundred lines. Du in der Elevessenstrubert, at 2984 lines, is exceptionally long. Authors and tales, edit. Famous writers of Fabliaus include Jean Bodel, Guérin, Gaëtier Leloup, Routeboeuf, Enguerrand Leclerc, D'Oisy and Du in der Elevessen. Some representative tales. Gummert les Deuscles, edit. A well-known storyline is found in Gummert les Deuscles, Gummert and the Two Clerks. 2. Traveling clerks, students, take up lodging with a villain, and share the bedroom with Gummert, his beautiful wife, and their two children, one teenage girl, and one baby. One of the clerks climbs into bed with the teenage daughter and, promising her his ring, has his way with her, the other, while Gummert is alopecia, gone pissing. 85, moves the crib with the baby so that Gummert, on his return, lies down in the bed occupied by the clerks, one of whom is in bed with his daughter, while the other is now having sex with Gummert's wife, who thinks it is Gummert come to pleasure her. When the first clerk returns to his bed where he thinks his friend still is, he tells Gummert all about his adventure. JEV ender fatra / Ms QCE fula filler elost, I've just been fucking, and if it wasn't the host's daughter. 15253. Gummert attacks the first clerk, but ends up being beaten up by both. 21. The tale is found practically unchanged in Boccaccios Decameron and in Geoffrey Chaucer's The Reeve's Tale. L'Enfant de Neige, edit. In L'Enfant de Neige, The Snow Baby, a black comedy, a merchant returns home after an absence of 2 years to find his wife with a newborn son. She explains one snowy day she swallowed a snowflake while thinking about her husband, which caused her to conceive. Pretending to believe the miracle, they raise the boy until the age of 15 when the merchant takes him on a business trip to Genoa. There, he sells the boy into slavery. On his return, he explains to explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. His wife that the sun burns bright and hot in Italy, since the boy was begotten by a snowflake, he melted in the heat. 22. Birangia or Long Cull, Birangia of the Long Ass, edit. Main article, De Birangia or Long Cull. De Birangia or Long Cull is a medieval French Fabliau. 23. There are 2 versions of the Fabliau. One by Guerin and one anonymous. In summary, the story begins when a rich earl marries his daughter off to a young peasant and deems him a knight. The knight abandons the code of chivalry and lazes around for the first 10 years of the marriage. When his wife, tired of his demeaning attitude and lazy nature, speaks of the greatness of the knights in her family, the husband decides to prove himself a worthy knight. He dresses in armor and goes into the forest on horseback. Once in the forest, he hangs his shield on the lowest branch of a tree and beats it until it looks as if it endured a great battle. The knight returns to his wife, shows her his bruised armor, and gloats about his victories. After a few trips into the forest, the wife begins to wonder why the knight himself is unscathed while his armor is in shambles. The next day, she suggests he take servants with him. When he refuses, the lady dresses in a full body suit of armor and follows him into the forest. When she sees him beating his own shield, she steps into sight and threatens to kill him for his dishonor to chivalry. The knight does not recognize his wife's voice. He begs for pity and offers to do anything to avoid conflict. His wife, disguised as a mighty knight, gives him the option of jousting her, in which he will surely die, or kissing her ass. Out of cowardice, the knight chooses to kiss her ass. She hops off her horse and pulls down her pants. While the knight should have recognized her female genitalia, he remarks that she has a long ass. Before she leaves, she tells him, "I'm Birangia of the long ass," who puts shame to the chicken-hearted. The wife returns home and sleeps with a valiant knight. When her husband arrives from the forest, he rebukes her. However, that was his last demeaning remark to her. She tells him she met Birangia and learned of her husband's cowardice. To protect his own name, the knight is forced to succumb to his wife's wishes. Her cleverness leads her to do as she pleased for the rest of her life, and her husband lives in shame. 24. Other examples, edit. Other popular fabliaux include La vile qui grace la patte de chevalier, the old woman who paid the knight for favors. Le pauvre clerc, the poor clerk. La couverture partagée, the shared covering. Le prêtre qui mange les mûres, the priest who ate mulberries. 25. La crotte, the turd. 26. Le chevalier qui fit les cons parler, the knight who made cunts speak. Bigorin. 27, 28. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Dicto, La Vieille Truandy, the old beggar woman. 29, 30. Du prestre qui abived, the priest who peaked. Bigorin. 31. See also, edit. Anglo-Norman literature. Medieval literature. On Thomson classification system. Motif index of folk literature. References, edit. 1 block, 1986, Introduction, 11p, The Scandal of the Fabliaux, the excessiveness of their sexual and scatological obscenity, their anti-clericalism, anti-feminism, anti-courtliness, the consistency with which they indulge the senses, whet the appetites, erotic, gastronomic, economic, and affirm what Bakhtin identifies as the celebration of lower body parts. 2 R. Howard Block, Postfis in Rossi and Strobe, 534. 3 Nykrog, Paul, Les Fabliaux, Geneva, Droz, 1973, XX. 4 Cudden 301. 5 AB Abrams 63. 6 QTD in Abrams 63. 7 AB Britannica 1910, p. 116. 8 AB Lewis 241-42. 9 Matthews 424. 10 1159 in Cudden 301, 1175 in Fabliau, Merriam-Webster 399. 11 Hellman 142. 12 Bonn, Eugene, Bonn, Margaret, 1970. A History of Oral Interpretation. Minneapolis, M.N., Burgess Publishing Company. p. 76. ISBN 0-8087-0260-2. 13 Balakov 30. 14 Columbian Cyclopedia. Garretson, Cox and Company. 1897, Volume 11, 420-421. 15 C in Particular Burroughs, 2005. 16 Joseph Bédier. Les Fabliaux. Étude de littérature populaire et d'histoire littéraire du Moyen Âge. 4ème édition, Revue et Corrigée. Paris, H. Champion, 1925. 17 Nykrog, 1973. 18 Rossi and Strobe 9. 19 Rood 19. 20 Burgess 59. 21 Gumertit les Deux, in Rossi and Strobe 11935. 22 Balakov 30-32. 23 Simpson 52, Huot 47-48. 24 Eichmann, Raymond. Cuckolds, Clerics, and Countrymen, Medieval French Fabliaux. Fayetteville, The University of Arkansas Press, 1982. Print. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 25 The Fabliaus. United Kingdom, Liverite, 2013. Translations Nathaniel E. Dubin. 26 The Fabliaus, p. 181. United Kingdom, Liverite, 2013. Translation Nathaniel E. Dubin. 27 The Fabliaus, p. 143. United Kingdom, Liverite, 2013. Translations Nathaniel E. Dubin. 28 Nicholson. 29 The Fabliaus, p. 345. United Kingdom, Liverite, 2013. Translations Nathaniel E. Dubin. 30 Logic and Humor in the Fabliaus, an essay in applied narratology by Roy Piercy 73p. 31 The Fabliaus, p. 491. United Kingdom, Liverite, 2013. Translations Nathaniel E. Dubin. Bibliography, edit. M. H. Abrams, 1985. Fabliau. A Glossary of Literary Terms, 6 ed. Harcourt Brace. p. 63. ISBN 978-0-03-054982-3. Balakov, Nicholas, 1984. Le développement des structures narratives du Fabliau à la Nouvelle. In Gabriel Bianciotto, Michel Salvat, ed. Épopée animale, Fable, Fabliau. Publication Univru N. Haver. pp. 30-38. ISBN 978-2-13-038255-3. Retrieved the 22nd of March, 2010. Burgess, Glyn S. Leslie C. Brooke, 1999. 3 Old French Narrative Les, Trot, Le Chat. Naberre, PDF. University of Liverpool, Department of French. Retrieved the 22nd of March, 2010. Burrows, Daron, 2005. The Stereotype of the Priest in the Old French Fabliaus, Anticlerical Satire and Lay Identity. Peter Language. ISBN 978-3-03910-072-9. Cole, William. First and otherwise notable editions of medieval French texts printed from 1742 to 1874, a bibliographical catalogue of my collection. Sitges, Cole and Contreras, 2005. Cudden, John Anthony, Claire Preston, 1999. Fabliau. The Penguin Dictionary of Literary Terms and Literary Theory, 4 ed. Penguin. p. 301. ISBN 978-0-14-051363-9. Fabliau. Columbian Cyclopedia. Volume 11. Garretson, Cox and Company. 1897 pp. 4 2021. Retrieved the 22nd of March, 2010. Fabliau. Merriam-Webster's Encyclopedia of Literature. Merriam-Webster. 1995 p. 399. ISBN 978-0-87779-042-6. Retrieved the 23rd of March, 2010. Goss, Edmund William, 1910. Fabliau. In Chisholm, Hugh, ed. Encyclopedia Britannica. Volume 10, 11th ed. Cambridge University Press. pp. 116117. Hellman, Robert, Richard F. O'Gorman, 1965. Fabliau's, Ribald Tales from the Old French. Crowell. ISBN 0-8371-7414-7. Huot, Sylvia, 2003. Madness in Medieval French Literature, Identities Found and Lost. Oxford, Oxford University Press. pp. 47-48. ISBN 978-0-19-925212-1. Matthews, William, 1975. The Wife of Bath and All Her Sect. Viator. 5, 41345. Do. 10.1484/j.viator.2.301632. ISBN 978-0-520-02602-5. Retrieved 23 March 2010. Nicholson, Helen, 1999. The Knight Who Received an Unusual Gift. Archived from the original on 5 August 2009. Retrieved 23 March 2010. Newman, Willem, van den Bogaard, Nico, eds. 1988. Nouveau recueil complet des Fabliaux. NRCF, in French. France, Van Gorkum & Co. ISBN 90-232-1975-9. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Nykrog, Paul, 1973. Les Fabliaux. Geneva, Droz. ISBN 978-2600028233. Root, Jerry, 1997. The Old French Fabliau and the Poetics of Disfiguration. Medievalia it. Humanistica. New Series. 24. Medieval and Renaissance Society, 1732. ISBN 978-0-8476. 8674-2. Retrieved 26 February 2009. Rossi, Luciano, Richard Strobe, 1992. Fabliau's Erotics, Textes de Jourglos des Xii et Xii. Sickles. Livre de Poche. ISBN 978-2-253-06001-7. Simpson, J.R. 1996. Animal Body, Literary Corpus, The Old French Roman de Renat. Amsterdam, Redopai. p. 52. ISBN 978-905183-976-0. Further reading, edit. A New English Translation of 69 Fabliaux, Nathaniel Dubin, trans. 2013. The Fabliaux. ISBN 9780871406927. Benson, Larry D. 3 October 2006. The Fabliaux. The Geoffrey Chaucer website. Harvard University. Archived from the original on 27 March 2003. Retrieved 26 February 2009. Block, R. Howard. 1986. The Scandal of the Fabliaux. Chicago, The University of Chicago Press. Crocker, Hollier, ed. 2007. Comic Provocations, Exposing the Corpus of Old French Fabliaux. Palgrave. ISBN 978-1-4039-7043-5. Hopkins, Amanda, Autumn 2008. Chaucer and the Fabliau, PDF. Archived from the original, PDF, on 3 September 2011. Retrieved 26 February 2009. Cite Journal, Cite. Journal requires journal equals, help. Lacey, Norris J. 1998. Reading Fabliaux. Birmingham, Sumar Publications, Incorporated. La Wall, General ed., Sarah, 2005. The Norton Anthology of Western Literature. Volume 1. New York. Norton. pp. 1430-52. 4 Fabliaux in English translation. Levi, Brian Joseph, 2000. The Comic Text, Patterns and Images of Old French Fabliaux. Amsterdam, Redopi. ISBN 978-90-420-0429-0. Nykrog, Paul, 1973. Les Fabliaux, Nouvelle Edition, in French. Librairie Droz. ISBN 978-2-600. 02823-3. External links, edit. Bibliographic dataset of Fabliaux in modern English translations. English translations of Fabliaux related to Chaucer's tales archived 29 January 2017 at the Wayback Machine. Recueil général et complet des Fabliaux des 13 et 14 siècles, a collection of Fabliaux edited by Anatole de Monteglon and Gaston Reynaud, 1872, at the Internet Archive, Volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Categories: Fabliau's 12th century introductions. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.